And these are the countries which the children of Israel inherited in the land of Canaan, which Eleazar the priest and Joshua the son of Nun, and the heads of the fathers of the tribes of the children of Israel distributed for an inheritance to them. By lot was their inheritance, as the Lord commanded by the hand of Moses, for the 9 tribes, and for half the tribe, and for the half tribe. For Moses had given the inheritance of 2 tribes and a half tribe on the other side of Jordan, but unto the Levites he gave none inheritance among them. For the children of Joseph were 2 tribes, Manasseh and Ephraim. Therefore they gave no part unto the Levites in the land, save cities to dwell in, with their suburbs for their cattle and for their substance. As the Lord commanded Moses, so the children of Israel did, and they divided the land. Then the children of Judah came unto Joshua in Gilgal, and Caleb the son of Jephunneh the Kenizzite said unto him, Thou knowest the thing that the Lord said unto Moses, the man of God, concerning me and thee in Kadesh Barnea. 40 years old was I when Moses, the servant of the Lord, sent me from Kadesh Barnea to espy out the land, and I brought him word again as it was in mine heart. Nevertheless, my brethren that went up with me made the heart of the people melt, but I wholly followed the Lord my God. And Moses sware on that day, saying, Surely the land whereon thy feet have trodden shall be thine inheritance, and thy children's forever, because thou hast wholly followed the Lord my God. And now, behold, the Lord hath kept me alive, and as he said, these 45 years, even since the Lord spake this word unto Moses, while the children of Israel wandered in the wilderness. And now, lo, I am this day 85 years old. As yet I am as strong this day as I was in the day that Moses sent me. As my strength was then, even so is my strength now for war, both to go out and to come in. Now therefore give me this mountain whereof the Lord spake in that day, for thou heardest in that day how the Anakims were there, and that the cities were great and fenced. If so be the Lord will be with me, then I shall be able to drive them out, as the Lord said. And Joshua blessed him, and gave unto Caleb the son of Jephunneh Hebron for an inheritance. Hebron therefore became the inheritance of Caleb the son of Jephunneh the Kenizzite unto this day, because that he wholly followed the Lord God of Israel. And the name of Hebron before was Kirjath Arba, with which Arba was a great man among the Anakims, and the land he had rest from war. This then was the lot of the tribe of the children of Judah for their families, by their families, even to the border of Edom. The wilderness of Zin southward was the uttermost part of the south coast, and their south border was from the shore of the salt sea, from the bay that looketh southward, and it went out to the south side to Maleh Akrabib, and passed along to Zin, and ascended on the house unto Kadesh Barnea, and passed along to Hezron, and went up Adar, and fetched a compass to Karka. From thence it passed toward Asmon, and went out unto the river of Egypt, and the goings out of that coast were at the sea. This shall be your south coast, and the east border was the salt sea, even unto the end of Jordan. And their border in the north quarter was from the bay of the sea at the uttermost part of Jordan. And the border went up to Beth Hoglah, and passed along by the north of Beth Arabah. And the border went up to stone of Bohan, the son of Reuben. And the border went up toward Debir from the valley of Achor, and so northward looking toward Gilgal, that is before the going up to Adumim, which is on the south side of the river. And the border passed toward the waters of En-Shemesh. And the goings out thereof were in Rogel. And the border went up by the valley of the son of Hinnom unto the south side of the Jebusite. The same is Jerusalem. And the border went up to the top of the mountain that lieth before the valley of Hinnom westward, which is at the end of the valley of the giants northward. And the border was drawn from the top of the hill unto the fountain of the water of Nephtoah, and went out to the cities of Mount Ephron. And the border was drawn to Bela, which is Kirjath Jearim, and the border compassed but Bela westward unto Mount Seir, and passed along the side of Mount of Jearim, which is Chesalon, on the north side, and went down to Beth Shemesh, and passed on to Timnah. And the border went out unto the side of Ekron, northward, and the border was drawn to Shikron, and passed along to the Mount Bela, and went out unto Jebdeel, and the goings out of the border were at the sea. And the west border was the great sea, and the coast thereof. This is the coast of the children of Judah round about according to their families. And unto Caleb the son of Jephunneh he gave a part among the children of Judah, according to the commandment of the Lord to Joshua, even the city of Arba the father of Anak, which city is Hebron. And Caleb drove thence 3 sons of Anak, Sheshai, and Ahiman, and Talmai, the children of Anak. And he went up thence to the inhabitants of Debir, and the name Debir before was Kirjath-Sepher. And Caleb said, He that smiteth Kirjath-Sepher and taketh it to him will I give Achsah my daughter to wife. And Othniel the son of Kenaz, the brother of Caleb, took it, and he gave him Achsah his daughter to wife. And it came to pass that she came unto him, that she moved him to ask of her father a field. And she lighted off her ass. And Caleb said unto her, What wouldest thou? Who answered, Give me a blessing, for thou hast given me a south land. Give me also springs of water. And he gave her the upper springs and the nether springs. This is the inheritance of the tribe of the children of Judah according to their families, and the uttermost cities of the tribe of the children of Judah toward the coast of Edom. Southward was Kabzeel, and Eder, and Jagur, and Kena, Damana, and Adadah, and Kadesh, and Hazer, and Ithmim, Ziph, and Talem, and Bealoth, and Hazer, Hadattah, and Kerioth, and Hazor, which is Hazer, Kamam, and Shema, and Maladah, and Hazer Gada, and Heshman, and Beth Pelet, and Hazar Shual, and Beersheba, and Bizjathjah, Bela, and Eam, and Izam, and Eltolad, and Chezil, and Hormah, and Ziklag, and Madamana, and Sasana, and Leboath, and Shoham, and Ain, and Rimmon, and all the cities, 20 with their villages. And in the valley Eshtaol, and Zorah, and Ashna, and Zanoah, and Eganin, Tapua, and Anam, Jarmuth, and Adullam, Soka, and Azekah, and Sharaim, and Edithaim, and Jederah, and Jederathaim, 14 cities with their villages. Zenon, and Hadashah, and Migdalgad, and Delian, and Mizpeh, and Joktheel, Lachish, and Baskoth, and Eglon, and Kaban, and Lamam, and Kithlish, Jederoth, and Jederoth Beth Dagon, and Nama, and Makkadah, 16 cities with their villages. Libnah, and Ether, and Jibta, and Nezib, and Keilah, and Azib, and Marishah, 9 cities with their villages. Ekron with her towns, her villages, from Ekron even unto the sea, all that lay near Ashdod with their villages. Ashdod with her towns and their villages. Gaza with her towns and their villages unto the river of Egypt, and great sea, and the border thereof, and in the mountains of Shamir, and Jatir, and Soka, and Dana, and Kirjath Sanah, which is Debir, and Adam, and Esterma, and Anim, and Goshen, and Holon, and Gilo, 11 cities with their villages. Arab, and Duma, and Eshim, and Janim, and Beth Tubal, and Aphikah, and Humta, and Girchath Arba, which is Hebron, and Zior, 9 cities with their villages. Maon, Carmel, Ziph, and Judah, and Jezreel, and Jokdeam, and Zanoah, Cain, Gibeah, and Timnah, 10 cities with their villages. Halhul, Bethzer, and Gedor, and Merath, and Bethanath, and Elkatan, 6 cities with their villages. Kirjath Baal, which is Kirjath Jearim, and Rabbah, and 2 cities with their villages. In the wilderness, Beth Arabah, Midin, and Sekakah, and Nibshan, and the city of Salt, and Engedi, 6 cities with their villages. As for the Jebusites, the inhabitants of Jerusalem, the children of Judah, could not drive them out, but the Jebusites dwell with the children of Judah at Jerusalem until this day. And the lot of the children of Joseph fell from Jordan by Jericho into the water of Jericho on the east to the wilderness that goeth up from Jericho throughout Bethel, and goeth out from Bethel to Luz, and passeth along unto the borders of Archi to Adaroth, and goeth down westward to the coast of Japhleti, unto the coast of Beth Horon, the nether, and to Gezer, and goings out thereof are at the sea. So the children of Joseph, Manasseh, and Ephraim took their inheritance. And the border of the children of Ephraim, according to their families, was thus. Even the border of their inheritance on the east side was Adaroth Adar unto Beth Horon the upper. And the border went out toward the sea to Mechmetah on the north side. And the border went about eastward unto Tanith Shiloh, and passed by it on the east to Genoa. And it went down from Genoa to Adaroth and to Narath, and come to Jericho, and went out at Jordan. The border went out from Tappuah westward unto the river Cana, and the goings out thereof were at sea. This is the inheritance of the tribe of the children of Ephraim by their families. And the separate cities for children of Ephraim were among inheritance of the children of Manasseh, all cities with their villages. And they drave out the Canaanites that dwelt in Gezer. But the Canaanites dwell among the Ephraimites until this day, and serve under tribute. There was also a lot for the tribe of Manasseh, for he was the firstborn of Joseph, to wit, for Machir, the firstborn of Manasseh, the father of Gilead, because he was a man of war, therefore he had Gilead and Bashan. There was also a lot for the rest of the children of Manasseh by their families, for the children of Abiezer, and for the children of Helik, and for the children of Azriel, and for the children of Shechem, and for the children of Hefer, and for the children of Shemidah. These were the male children of Manasseh, the son of Joseph, by their families. But Zelophehad, the son of Hefer, the son of Gilead, the son of Machir, the son of Manasseh, had no sons but daughters, and these are the names of his daughters: Mahlah, and Noah, and Haglah, Milcah, and Tirzah. And they came near before Eleazar the priest, and before Joshua the son of Nun, and before the princes, saying, The Lord commanded Moses to give us an inheritance among our brethren. Therefore, according to the commandment of the Lord, he gave them an inheritance among the brethren of their father. And there fell 10 portions to Manasseh, beside the land of Gilead and Bashan, which were on the side of Jordan, because the daughters of Manasseh had inheritance among his sons, and the rest of Manasseh's sons had land of Gilead. And the coast of Manasseh was from Asher to Mechmetah, that lieth before Shechem. And the border went along on the right hand unto the inhabitants of En-Tappuah. Now Manasseh had the land of Tappuah, but Tappuah on the border of Manasseh belonged to the children of Ephraim. And the coast descended unto the river Cana, southward of the river. These cities of Ephraim are among the cities of Manasseh. The coast of Manasseh also was the north side of the river, and the outgoings of it were the sea. Southward it was Ephraim's, northward it was Manasseh. And the sea is the border, and they met together in Asher on the north, and in Issachar on the east. And Manasseh had Issachar and Asher, Bethshemesh and her towns, and Ibleam and her towns, and the inhabitants of Dor and her towns, and the inhabitants of Ednor and her towns, and the inhabitants of Tanakh and her towns, and the inhabitants of Megiddo and her towns, even 3 countries. Yet the children of Manasseh could not drive out the inhabitants of those cities, but Canaanites would dwell in the land. Yet it came to pass, when the children of Israel were waxing strong, that they put the Canaanites to tribute, but did not utterly drive them out. And the children of Joseph spake unto Joshua, saying, Why hast thou given me but one lot and one portion to inherit, seeing I am a great people, forasmuch as the Lord hath blessed me hitherto? And Joshua answered them, If thou be a great people, then get thee up to the wood country, and cut down for thyself there in the land of the Perizzites and of the giants, if Mount Ephraim be too narrow for thee. And the children of Joseph said, The hill is not enough for us, and all the Canaanites that dwell in the land of the valley have chariots of iron. Both they are of Bethshean and her towns, and they who are of the valley of Jezreel. And Joshua spake unto the house of Joseph, even to Ephraim and to Manasseh, saying, Thou art a great people, and hast great power. Thou shalt not have one lot only, but the mountain shall be thine, for it is a wood, and thou shalt cut it down, and the outgoings of it shall be thine. For thou shalt drive out the Canaanites, though they have iron chariots, and though they be strong. And the whole congregation of children of Israel assembled together at Shiloh and set up a tabernacle of the congregation there, and the land was subdued before them. And there remained among the children of Israel 7 tribes which had not yet received their inheritance. And Joshua said unto the children of Israel, How long are ye slack to go to possess the land, who the Lord God your fathers have given you? Give out from among you 3 men for each tribe, and I will send them, and they shall rise and go through the land and describe it according to the inheritance of them. And they shall come again to me, and they shall divide it into 7 parts. Judah shall abide in their coast on the south, and the house of Joseph shall abide in their coast on the north. Ye shall therefore describe the land into 7 parts, and bring descriptions hither to me, that I may cast lots for you here before the Lord our God. But the Levites had no part among you, for the priesthood of the Lord is their inheritance, and Gad and Reuben and half the tribe of Manasseh have received their inheritance beyond Jordan on the east, which Moses the servant of the Lord had gave them. And the men arose and went away, and Joshua charged them that went to describe the land, saying, Go and walk through the land and describe it, and come again to me, that I may here cast lots for you before the Lord in Shiloh. And the men went and passed through the land, and described it by cities into 7 parts in a book, and came again to Joshua and the host at Shiloh. And Joshua cast lots for them in Shiloh before the Lord, and there Joshua divided the land unto the children of Israel according to their divisions. And the lot of the tribe of the children of Benjamin came up according to their families, and the coast of their lot came forth between the children of Judah and the children of Joseph. And their border on the north side was from Jordan, and the border went up to the side of Jericho on the north side, and went up through the mountains westward, and the goings out thereof were at the wilderness of Beth-aven. And the border went over thence toward Luz, to the side of Luz, which is Bethel, southward, and the border descended to Ataroth Adar, near the hill that lieth on the south side of the nether Beth-horon. And the border was drawn thence, and compassed the corner of the sea southward, from the hill that lieth before Beth-horon southward, and the goings out thereof were Kirjath-baal, which is Kirjath-jearim, and the city of the children of Judah. This was the west quarter, and the south quarter was from the end of Kirjath-jearim. And the border went out on the west, and went out to the west of the waters of Nephtoah. And the border came down to the end of the mountain that lieth before the valley of the son of Hinnom, and which is the valley of the giants on the north, and descended to the valley of Hinnom to the side of Jebusi on the side, and descended to En-rogel, and was drawn from the north, and went forward to En-shemesh, and went forward to Jelioth, which is over against the going of Adumim, and descended to the stone of Bohan the son of Reuben, and passed along toward the side over against Arabah northward, and went down into Arabah. And the border passed along to the side of Beth Hoglah northward, and the goings of the border were at the north bay of the salt sea at the south end of Jordan. This was the south coast. And Joshua was the border of it on the east side. This was the inheritance of the children of Benjamin, by the coast thereof round about, according to their families. Now the cities of the tribe of the children of Benjamin, according to their families, were Jericho, and Beth Hoglah, and valley of Keziz, and Beth Herba, and Zemarim, and Bethel, and Avim, and Perah, and Ophrah, and Shephar, Ammoni, and Hophni, and Geba, 12 cities with their villages, Gibeon, and Ramnah, and Beeroth, and Mizpeh, and Shephirah, and Moza, and Rechem, and Irpil, and Terelah, and Zela, Eleph, and Jebusi, which is Jerusalem, Gibeah, and Kirjath, 14 cities with their villages. This is the inheritance of the children of Benjamin according to their families. And the second lot.
Joshua 19. And the second lot came forth to Simeon, even for the tribe of the children of Simeon according to their families, and their inheritance was within the inheritance of the children of Judah. And they had in their inheritance Beersheba, or Sheba, and Moladah, and Hazar-Shual, and Bala, and Azem, and El-Talad, and Bethel, and Hormah, and Ziklag, and Beth-Makabath, and Hazar-Susa, and Beth-Leboth, and Shaduim, 13 cities and their villages, Ain, Rimmon, and Ether, and Ashan, 4 cities and their villages, and all the villages that were round about these cities to Balath-beer, Ramoth of the south. This is the inheritance of the tribe of the children of Simeon according to their families. out of the portion of the children of Judah was the inheritance of the children of Simeon. For the part of the children of Judah was too much for them. Therefore the children of Simeon had their inheritance within the inheritance of them. And the third lot came up for the children of Zebulun according to their families, and the border of their inheritance was unto Sarid. And their border went up toward the sea, and Maralah, and reached to Dabasheth, and reached to the river that is before Jokneam, and turned from Sarid eastward toward the sunrising unto the border of Chisloth-Tabor, and then goeth out to Daberath, and goeth up to Japhia, and from thence passeth on along on the east to Gittah-Hefer, to Ittachazin, and goeth out to Rimmon Methoar, to Nea, and the border compasseth it on the north side to Hanathon, and the outgoings thereof are in the valley of Jiphthah-el, and Katath, and Nahalal, and Shimron, and Idalah, and Bethlehem, 12 cities with their villages. This is the inheritance of the children of Zebulun according to their families, these cities with their villages. And the fourth lot came out to Issachar, for the children of Issachar according to their families, and their border was toward Jezreel, and Chesuloth, and Shunem, and Ephraim, and Shan, and Anaharath, and Rabith, and Kishon, and Abez, and Rameth, and Enganim, and Enhadah, and Beth-Pazez. And the coast reacheth to Tabor, and Shahazimah, and Beth-Shemesh, and the outgoings of their border were at Jordan, 16 cities with their villages. This is the inheritance of the tribe of the children of Issachar according to their families, the cities and their villages. And the fifth lot came out for the tribe of the children of Asher according to their families, and their border was Helkath, and Halai, and Beten, and Akshaph, and Alamelech, and Amad, and Mishiel, and reacheth to Carmel westward, and to Shihor-Libnath, and turneth toward the sunrising to Beth-Dagon, and reacheth to Zebulun, and to the valley of Jiphthah-el, toward the north side of Beth-Emek, and Neiel, and goeth out to Kabul on the left hand, and Hebron, and Rehob, and Hammon, and Cana, even unto great Zidon. And then the coast turneth to Ramah, and to the strong city Tyre, and the coast turneth to Hosa, and the outgoings thereof are at the sea from the coast to Akzib, Umah also and Aphek, and Rehob, 22 cities with their villages. This is the inheritance of the tribe of the children of Asher according to their families, these cities with their villages. The sixth lot came out to the children of Naphtali, even for the children of Naphtali according to their families. And their coast was from Heleph, from Alon to Zaananim, and Adamai, Nekeb, and Jabneel, unto Lacum, and the outgoings thereof were at Jordan. And then the coast turneth westward to Aznoth-Tabor, and goeth out from thence to Hukok, and reacheth to Zebulun on the south side, and reacheth to Asher on the west side, and to Judah upon Jordan toward the sunrising. And the fenced cities are Ziddim, Zer, and Hamath, Rakath, and Chinnereth, and Adamah, and Ramah, and Hazor, and Kadesh, and Edrei, and En-Hazor, and Aran, and Migdal-El, Horem, and Bethanath, and Beth-Shemesh, 19 cities with their villages. This is the inheritance of the tribe of the children of Naphtali according to their families, the cities and their villages. And the seventh lot came out for the tribe of the children of Dan according to their families, and the coast of their inheritance was Zorah, and Eshtaol, and Ir-Shemesh, and Sha'alabim, and Ailan, and Jedlah, and Elon, and Thimnathah, and Ekron, and Eltekah, and Gibbethon, and Baalath, and Jehud, and Bene Barak, and Gath-Rimmon, and Mijarkon, and Rakon with the border before Japho. And the coast of the children of Dan went out too little for them. Therefore the children of Dan went up to fight against Leshem, and took it, and smote it with the edge of the sword, and possessed it, and dwelt therein, and called Leshem Dan, after the name of Dan their father. This is the inheritance of the tribe of the children of Dan, according to their families, these cities with their villages. When they had made an end of dividing the land for inheritance by their coasts, the children of Israel gave an inheritance to Joshua the son of Nun among them. According to the word of the Lord they gave him the city which he asked, even Timnath Serah, in Mount Ephraim, and he built the city, and dwelt therein. These are the inheritances which Eleazar the priest, and Joshua the son of Nun, and the heads of the fathers of the tribes of the children of Israel, divided for an inheritance by lot in Shiloh before the Lord, at the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. So they made an end of dividing the country. Joshua 20. The Lord also spake unto Joshua, saying, Speak to the children of Israel, saying, Appoint out for you cities of refuge, whereof I spake unto you by the hand of Moses, that the slayer that killeth any person unawares, and unwittingly, may flee thither, and they shall be your refuge from the avenger of blood. And when he that doth flee unto one of those cities shall stand at the entering of the gate of the city, and shall declare his cause in the ears of the elders of that city, they shall take him into the city unto them, and give him a place that he may dwell among them. And if the avenger of blood pursue after him, then they shall not deliver the slayer up into his hand. because he smote his neighbor unwittingly, and hated him not beforetime. And he shall dwell in that city, until he stand before the congregation for judgment, and until the death of the high priest that shall be in those days. Then shall the slayer return, and come unto his own city, and unto his own house, unto the city from whence he fled. And they appointed Kadesh in Galilee, in Mount Naphtali, and Shechem in Mount Ephraim, and Kirjath-Arba, which is Hebron, in the mountain of Judah. And on the other side Jordan by Jericho eastward they assigned Bezer in the wilderness upon the plain, out of the tribe of Reuben, and Ramoth and Gilead, out of the tribe of Gad, and Golan and Bashan, out of the tribe of Manasseh. These were the cities appointed for all the children of Israel, and for the stranger that sojourneth among them, that whosoever killeth any person at unawares might flee thither, and not die by the hand of the avenger of blood, until he stood before the congregation.